guys, today I thought we could do a bit of a full face first impression. It's not going to be a full face of first impressions, but it's going to be some first impressions. Also, it's going to be a couple of like second impressions as well, because I have the new Rare Beauty foundation. I thought I would show you like how this applies and stuff. I actually really like this. I've worn this 2 times now, or have I worn it once? I forget, but I really do like it, so I want to show it to you. I also made a Sephora order because it was my birthday this month, so I wanted to get my birthday gift, and one of the options that I got was this kind of mini set from Milk. It has the Kush mascara in it, as well as one of the cream blush sticks, and I am very excited about both of these products, so I'm excited to test that out. I also have a bunch of lip products, so obviously I'm not going to be able to try all of them. I did pick up one of the Rare Beauty lipsticks. This is the matte lip cream. I got a kind of brown one. I thought that would be good for fall. I also ended up getting this holiday set from the Sephora collection because one of the lipsticks has a dog on it, so maybe we'll swatch that at the end. I don't know what I'm gonna end up using. I also have 2 lip products here from Muse Beauty. They sent over their new glosses, so I thought maybe we could play with some of those as well. This is exciting for me because I actually had a subscriber send me a gift, and they sent me a little palette from WeMakeup. So we're gonna be trying this out today. Look at this color story she picked out for me. I'm so excited. So yeah, I think those are going to be the products that we're gonna test out. Obviously, I'm just gonna, do my makeup. I also ended up getting the concealer brush from Rare Beauty, which I have not tried yet. So let me go ahead and take that out. So it's a tiny brush. I don't know if this is actually going to be like big enough for, ooh, that feels really nice. It's probably going to be big enough for concealer. So let's just go ahead and get into it, I think, because those were all of the products that I kind of wanted to test out. So a lot of you always ask me like, why don't I do more full face videos? And honestly, they just don't really do that good on my channel. So I tend not to do them because they're a lot of work to edit. So if I can like skip that step and just like talk about these in like a roundup video or something, that's usually what I end up doing. But sometimes it's fun to do this. So this comes with a doe foot applicator. So I found when I used it the first couple of times, or I forget how many times I've used this, I found that you have to work kind of quickly with it. So I'm just gonna do one side of my face at a time here. So this is a medium coverage foundation is what it claims. It has a natural finish. I definitely agree with the natural finish. It is quite dewy, if I can say so myself. You will see that when I put it all over my face. I don't really bother too much about my forehead, honestly. So don't look at that because I am going to cover it up with my hair anyway. But like I said, I really do like this foundation. It's a little too dark for me, the shade that I picked out. I got mine in the light medium neutral, which is what I usually go for, unless it's like in the middle of the winter. I usually go for the light one, but I can definitely make this work. And I think that it's actually not that hard to work with if you just work kind of fast. It does blend out really nicely. And what surprised me the most was just how well this wore on me, because I do have oily skin and I really was expecting a natural finish to kind of get dewy pretty quickly, because they tend to do that on me. So I always reach for my matte foundations, whether it's like a medium coverage, or I don't really wear full coverage foundations that much anymore. But I was honestly surprised, like I said, at just how well this wore on me. I do have to set it down like very heavily though, because this looks very shiny to me. And you can tell I don't really use a lot of foundation. I try to mostly go in with concealer if I need like extra coverage. I don't like to build up my foundation because I don't like to have more product on my face than necessary. So I'm going to use my Cover FX concealer, which is my absolute favorite. And I go a little bit heavier on the concealer than I do on my foundation, because I just find that especially on my nose, foundation just sticks a little bit better and it doesn't break up as fast. So I'm gonna take this brush here from Rare Beauty as well. I could probably need my mirror because I need to get up close here. So let me just start by blending out down here, and then we'll do the under eye afterwards. I really like this brush. It's so nice and soft, and it's honestly not as small as I originally thought. I normally use pretty small brushes for my concealer anyway, so I'm liking this a lot. It's so soft, you guys. Oh, I really like this. And if you're wondering, I always use a brush when it comes to my foundation. I probably didn't say that, but I don't even think I own a sponge. I mean, I do, but like I never use it. Like it's put away in a drawer and I don't even think about it because I'm just not really a sponge kind of person. I'm honestly just too lazy, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't have a sink in this room, and if I were to use a sponge, I would completely forget every single day and I would have to run out and wet it, and I just don't have time for that. I feel like my brush just applies my foundation just as well, so there's really no point in using a sponge if I can just use a brush, and I just find it to be a lot easier. I'm gonna make sure I go over my brows here with my rest of the concealer on this brush just so I can set this down, because like I've said before, I hate doing my brows unless I've actually like set it down with powder and stuff, because then everything just kind of slips around. Just gonna go in with my foundation brush again one more time to just make sure that there are no lines between my foundation and my concealer. And you could see how the foundation covered up some of my breakouts. It definitely wasn't like full coverage, but it definitely did give enough coverage that I probably didn't have to go in with a concealer over the top. I'm gonna quickly just set under my eyes because I do have some cream products I wanna try, but I wanna just set under my eyes right away. And as per usual, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder. It's been my favorite now for such a long time, really ever since I found it. This is my second container and I just love this powder. I think it's amazing. It just works really well for me. I've heard some people say that it leaves a little bit of a white cast on them. I don't know if they bake or use a lot more than I do, but for me, I haven't had any issues at all with this, and I think it always just ends up looking really nice. So since I do have a cream blush, I do want to go in with a cream bronzer as well. And since I have my mini Milk Makeup stick here in the bronzer, I'm going to use that one. And again, I'm going to use a brush because that's what I do. This is my Morphe M335. How I do it is I just go on the little thing here with my brush. I don't like to really use this on my face, and that goes for really all kind of stick products. I really don't like putting the stick products on my face because it's a lot harder to control like just how much you get on, and you have to use a lot of pressure, and I don't want my foundation to break up. I really like this mini bronzing stick from Melt. It's kind of a bummer that it only comes in one shade, at least the mini does. I think they have more shades in the larger ones, but it's just so nice to have a mini, especially for someone like myself who, honestly, I forget to use cream bronzer probably at least half of the time because it's one of those steps that I just don't really think is necessary because I always go in with a powder bronzer afterwards anyway. So for me, it's kind of just one of those, let me use an extra product today because I want to spend more time on my makeup, you know? Or if I'm going to use a cream blush, then I definitely go in with a cream bronzer first because it just kind of makes more sense that way. And I feel like it's easier for me to place the blush down if I already have a little bit of bronzer, if that makes sense. So let me dig this little package open here. This is actually a nice birthday gift. I really like this little set. So let's see, this is in the shade Work. So it says it's a lip and cheek product. I'm not going to use it on my lips. I am again going to take a brush here that I've used with cream blush before. This is my, let's see, BH Cosmetics number 6 brush. This one came in a brush set that's actually quite nice. These marble brushes, I've had them for such a long time. That is a pretty color. I've had these for such a long time and they've held up so nicely, and there's actually like a lot of brushes in that set that I still use. Normally I don't really care for brush sets because I find that a lot of the time there's just so many brushes that I never end up using because I'm kind of particular with what I like in my brushes when it comes to like sizes and brush shapes and stuff like that. So this was actually a really good purchase. Definitely the best brush set that I've ever bought. I don't really use a lot of the eye brushes, which I'm sure you've noticed because I tend to use the same like 3 all the time. So no surprise there, but when it comes to the face brushes, I really like a lot of them. And I really like this blush. It's very subtle. It's definitely not super pigmented. I don't think it would work for a lot of people that are of any darker skin type than me, or skin tone I should say, but that looks really nice. It's very dewy again, so I'm definitely gonna have to set my face very well today. Just gonna go in with the rest of my powder here and powder my face. So I think that looks really nice. Honestly, I like this foundation a lot. I think it looks beautiful on, and I'm excited to wear it again today because I'm curious to see like if it's going to wear as well as it did the first time I wore it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows real quick because nobody needs to watch that because it's really not that interesting and I suck at it anyway. But I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil as well as my MAC Shade and Shape in Spiked. Now, just before we do anything else to the rest of the face, I want to just put on one of these Muse Beauty lip glosses so you can see them on. I have tried them on just on my own, so it's not really a first impression, but let me swatch them for you first. So this is the shade Kazan. This is it's kind of a milky peach, I guess I would call it. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. I don't really think that these kind of colors suit me that well though. So I think the one I want to put on just for fun now is going to be the other one. This one is super, super cool. This is actually one of those kind of transforming glosses or lip products that once you put it on, it turns into a bit of a pink color. It's not blue at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. This is in the shade Kasat, I think you would say. And I do have a code with Muse Beauty. I will have that on the screen. You probably heard me mention it many times, but I love the brand. So you can see it definitely turned my lips a little bit pink, which is super cool. My one complaint with this is that it is a little bit tingly. I don't know if there's like any kind of plumping effect in it, but I definitely feel like some slight tingles, and I'm not really about that tingly gloss life, but it is really, really pretty. And the more I look at it, the pinker it kind of gets. I did not do a good job on the application here. But it's a really, really, really pretty gloss. I just wish it wasn't so tingly. It's not like super tingly, don't worry. It's just like I can feel it, you know? And I don't really like to feel my glosses on my lips. Now let's go ahead and do some powder products. I'm gonna take my Kaleidos. This is one of the contour kits. It's in warm and medium. I'm gonna use that as my bronzer today. I've been really, really liking this. The only thing is that I find that I need to use quite a lot of it because it's very, very subtle. So I'm always like digging my brush into it and going in multiple times. So I feel like maybe this is a product that I'll actually hit pan on at some point. Don't quote me on that, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I wonder how much product is in here. I feel like it's really not that much, but I definitely could be mistaken because this thing is kind of thick, so I don't know like how deep down the pan of this actually goes. But I also don't really use bronzer in like multiple spots, so maybe I won't hit pan on this, but you never know. And then for my blush, I want to pull out one of these. I haven't used this in such a long time. This is one of the Lancome blushes. I did get this in from Octoly last year. This one is in the shade Smile and Blush. I just love the color of this, and it's just what I want to wear today. And of course, I'm gonna go very heavy with my blush as usual. And I think I also want to do some freckles after because I keep forgetting to do my freckles. And I actually had one of my friends the other day being like, I miss your freckles. And I was like, me too. So we're gonna do some freckles. Yes, I know this blush is not blended properly. It's okay. I'm gonna go in with my powder brush again, just to kind of buff everything over. I always like to do this step. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I remember, and today was one of those days. Let's do some freckles. I'm going to use my freckle pen from Lime Crime, which is my favorite. I definitely prefer the one in Amber. I have both of them. Sometimes I like to use them both, but for the most part, if I'm gonna go with freckles, and I just wanna know that they're gonna look good, I like to just use the one in the shade Amber. So I'm just gonna kind of go ham here and put the freckles all over where it is that I want them to be. I'm just gonna kind of take my finger a little bit here. I usually prefer to do my freckles before I do my blush, but since I forgot, it's fine. I think that as soon as I go in with some highlight, it's going to all come together. So I think we are already on eyes. So the only downside to WeMakeup, these shadows do come individually, so you have to put them in your palette yourself, and then you have little holes on the back here where you could poke out the shadows. But the only thing is that I can't really like pop these out now because they're stuck in here. It's very, very hard to get them out, and the shade names aren't even on the back of the shadows. They were like just on the packaging, so I had to write them down and take a picture of my phone so I could like see what is in here. So I will have the shade names on the screen so you can see what they look like if you were maybe thinking about, you know, trying the brand, if they end up being good. I've heard nothing but good things about WeMakeup. I think it is a small Italian indie brand, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen Angelica use it, I've seen Amy use it. I will link their channels down below as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes here. I'm going to use mine. Actually, let's use something else today. Let me use my Hourglass primer instead because I really like this one as well. This is the Veil eyeshadow primer. Just gonna take a little bit of that on my finger and just warm that up in between here, and then we're gonna apply it. This is the main reason why I don't really reach for something that's not on a doe foot, because I like to not use my fingers to apply makeup. I'm probably in the minority, but I just don't like getting my fingers dirty and getting stuff all over me. Man, this gloss is really, really pretty. I feel like the longer I'm wearing it, the pinker it gets. And I love that. It's such a deceptive gloss. Like, you would think looking at it that it would be blue, but I don't know what the magic in this is, but I love it. So I don't want to do anything fancy today. I'm gonna first go into this mint shade here, which is sort of a pastel. And since I'm wearing kind of pastel-y things, I feel like that's just going to go very nicely with it. It's definitely not very fall, but it's fine. This is just going to be my transition shade anyway. So I have never tried anything from WeMakeup before, like I said, so I have no idea what the pigmentation of any of these shadows are going to be like, if they're going to blend, if they're going to build, but so far that looks really, really, really nice. Like, wow, I'm very impressed by the pigmentation of that shadow. At first, when I started putting my brush to my eye, I was like, you know, it's okay, but the more I'm building this up, the more beautiful it gets. It's really, really nice and bright. I really like that. Oh, and thank you to you who got me this, by the way. I don't think I said that at the beginning of the video, but thank you so much. I feel bad that I haven't used it until now, but it's just kind of hard to like fit something into a video. Like, I was planning on doing just a standalone video just using this palette, but I thought that since I had some other things, I could just put it into this video, since it's not really like, you know, a new release or a new product or anything like that, that maybe it would be interesting to just see some more products. But this color is so beautiful. This reminds me so much of a shadow from Cliona. I think it's called Ice Algae. The formula is a little bit different, but the color is very similar. I'm going to take this under my eye as well. I'm not sure how well it's going to stick under here because my eye is watering a little bit, and also I don't have any primer under my eye, so this might not show up the absolute best, but I'll try to build this up and see what happens. I take that back because this looks amazing. I am so impressed so far. I know it's only been one shade, but that makes me a lot more excited to test out these other ones. I'm next going to go into this dark teal shade here up in the corner, and I'm going to use that as my deepening shade. Super curious to see how this is going to build. So I'm going to start in the outer corner of my eye, just pat it on where I want it to be. That is a beautiful, beautiful color. I'm not sure if I want to take this from my crease or just leave it in the outer part here, because I am going to use quite a light shade on the inner portion of my lid, so maybe I'll just leave that portion kind of open. There is quite a lot of kick up with these shadows, which doesn't really bother me as long as it doesn't fall on my face, which so far we are good. I don't have any fallout at all, which is awesome. And I really, really like this color. That is so beautiful. I'm gonna take a little bit of that just on the outer corner of my lower lash line as well. Just going in with a little bit more of the transition shade just to work on the blend a little bit. So I don't know if it's just me, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time just getting these two to look nice together here. I feel like the teal shade isn't sticking everywhere I put it down, so it's looking a little bit patchy in areas. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that and just kind of work on making sure that everything is looking nice here. Okay, I think this is fine. So what I'm gonna do next is, I'm so tempted to use this purple shade, but I just don't know. Oh, that looks so pretty. Holy moly. Oh, I wish I did something else in here now, but I don't really have any colors that go with that purple in this palette though. But oh my god, look, let me swatch this. I have not even swatched this palette yet. Oh, that is beautiful. That is such a pretty color. I'm really sad now because I want to use it, but I don't feel like I can. Let me go in with the teal instead. I'm going to grab a little bit of that for the middle portion of my lid, and then for the inner corner, I'm going to take a little bit of the shade right here, which is is it a green or a blue-white duochrome? I'm not really sure, but I think it's going to look really nice in the inner corner. First, going to put down a little bit of my NYX glitter primer here, just so we can really get these shadows to pop. Just placing it all over my lid where I intend for my shimmers to go. And then with the same brush, I'm gonna grab the turquoise shimmer here, and I'm gonna start in the middle of my lid and apply that and blend it outwards. That is really, really pretty. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love every blue shimmer ever made. I don't think I've ever met a blue shimmer that I did not like, because this is just so pretty. It just makes me so happy. And then for the inner portion, like I said, I'm gonna grab the shade here. And just picking it up on my brush, it definitely seems a little bit on the sheer side, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and spray it as well, just so I can really get this to be nice and intense. And I'm gonna put that in the front portion of my lid here and just blend it into that other blue. It's definitely a bit of a drier formula, but it is really, really nice. It's gonna take a little bit of time to just build this up to be nice and opaque, but I think I'll be able to get it to where I want it to be. Just gonna wrap this around down to my lower lash line as well. You cannot tell me that this does not look good, because this is so cute. I really like this. I'm just gonna finesse the mattes a little bit more off camera, and then I'll finish off with my eyes. I'll come back, we can put on a highlighter and then switch out lipstick and try on some of these other ones. So I just went to put on my mascara, and I realized I have this one from Milk Makeup as well. I put something in my waterline. I used Fresh from LA Girl, and then I did some liquid liner. Let's go in with this mascara. I have already curled my lashes, so we'll see how this goes. It is a very, very, very large wand, which I am not really the biggest fan of. Huge applicators on mascaras. So far, I would say that it's not doing a whole lot for me lengthwise, really not much at all. It's definitely giving me a little bit of volume, but so far can't say I'm like super impressed by this. I'm gonna keep building it up and just see how intense I'm able to get it. I do feel like with these kind of wands though, that you can definitely build on your mascara quite a bit and not have it look super clumpy. I don't know what the claims on this mascara is. I know it's quite an old mascara, but if I had to say how I feel about it, it's definitely more of a volumizing mascara than a lengthening mascara. I'm probably going to put another mascara over this if I'm being honest, because it's not really giving me everything that I want in a mascara. So I'm gonna go in with a bit of my Pat McGrath one, because I know that this is just going to make them look so much better. Like, I feel like you can really see the difference. Like, this mascara is just so much more lengthening, and it's like really thickening up my lashes as well without making them clumpy. I just love this mascara so much. I never thought I would say it was such an expensive high-end mascara, but I just love this. So I'm gonna take my lip gloss off and we can try on something else. I will say that the tingling has completely stopped, which is nice. And I really do like how the color looked on my lips. I think it just made a really beautiful pink. So let me try on the one from Rare Beauty. Now, I don't think this one is going to go with my look at all, but I just want to test it out and show you what it looks like. So I got mine in the shade Thrilling. Are these stains? I don't think they are stains. I think it's just it says Lip Souffle Matte Lip Cream. So it's definitely just a lipstick, which is nice because I don't want my lips to be stained brown. And this is definitely not going to go with the look, like I said, but we're gonna go ahead and try it on. Oh, that is very moussey. It reminds me a lot of the Over Liquid lipsticks. So I feel like Souffle is definitely the right name for this because that is exactly how it feels like. It feels so nice and smooth on the lips. My lips are quite dry and chapped right now, but I still think it looks quite nice. The only thing is it is not like 100% opaque, so if you want like a really crisp outline, you might want to use a lip liner. If you like a more kind of blurry lip, I think you would absolutely love this. I think this is beautiful. Next time I'll probably pick some kind of a brown lip liner to go with it, but it feels so nice. I'm not sure if this is going to dry down completely to a matte finish. Does it say on here? It says it has a velvety finish, so I'm gonna guess no, even though it says it's a matte lip cream. But I really like this. I'm gonna put on a highlighter, and I think I want to use a pink one from Bitter Lace Beauty. And this is from the Candy Coated collection. This one is called Cupcake Crush. I just think that pink is going to go very nicely with this kind of minty eye look that we have going on now. Like I said, this lipstick definitely doesn't go with the look at all, so I am going to take it off and we'll try on one of the ones from the Sephora collection because I just want to test out as many things as possible. This highlighter is just so pretty. I can't get over it. So it does maybe stain a little bit. It's not really coming off all the way, so maybe this is a bit of a lip stain. I was not expecting that. But I mean, that probably means that this is going to wear so beautifully, because even after wiping it off now, like, that looks quite nice. So let me show you this little set. So this is what it comes like. It's a holiday set, so it has this little thing that you can put on a tree, which is really, really cute. And I really like the Sephora collection lipsticks. I think that they are awesome. Well, the one I have now anyway. So let me show you them up close. So this one has kind of like a Christmas tree print on it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you focus? Super, super cute. Love holiday themed anything. And then the other one, this is like the main reason why I wanted to get this bundle, because it has a little dog on the front. Like, how cute is that? I love it. So we have two shades here. We have one which is called Festive, and this is the more nude shade for me here. So that's probably what I'm going to end up wearing today. This is also a bit of a brown tone nude, but that's really pretty. I'm very excited. I think that's going to look really nice with this look, actually. And then the other one is a red. This one is called Fireside, which is a great name for a red. That is a beautiful, this is like a berry red, I think. Ooh, that's cute. Ooh, could that look nice with this look? I feel like both of these would look really, really nice. I think I'm gonna go with the nude one though, just because I find a nude lipstick to look really good with like mint eyeshadow. And these are both cream formula, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. So that is a beautiful color. Excuse my lips being a mess. Like I said, it's like chapping right there. And I had a pimple here the other day that I had to pop, and it hurt so badly. Popping pimples that are like in weird places on your face or like on your head, it really sucks. I had a pimple in my ear the other day, and I was like, how did you get in there? And then trying to pop it, oh, I was screaming inside. It was so painful. So that was basically the look all done. So let me summarize how I feel about these products now. Honestly, there wasn't anything that I didn't like. Was there anything I didn't like? Actually, the mascara, I'm not really like the biggest fan of. The foundation looks beautiful. I really like it. It's enough coverage that I don't feel like I really need to like spot conceal underneath. And it's probably going to wear as well as it did first time, because it wore beautifully on me. Let's see, the cream blush, love it. Wish it was a little bit more pigmented, but I think it's a very easy formula to work with. It blended out beautifully. Didn't have any problems at all with that. The lip products from Muse Beauty, this gloss is amazing. I'm so shocked at how, I wouldn't say opaque, but like how much color is in it. Because when you look at it, it just doesn't look like anything special, but putting it on, like, it's almost like magic. I don't know how they did it. This one is more of a milky formula. I have put it on my lips once, and like I said before, I just don't really like peachy like lip products. I just don't find that it suits my skin tone very much, so I'm probably not going to use this a whole lot, but I'll try to put it on in a future video so you can see what it looks like. But if you like the color, you'll probably like the formula. It's really nice. It's very pigmented. It's definitely like a pigmented gloss, if that is what you're looking for, which is my favorite. Also, the Rare Beauty brush, this is amazing. I can't wait to keep using that. That is so nice. Also, the lip product from them, I wish I got a different color, but I do think that I'm going to be able to pull this into like other looks. I think it's just because of today's look that I'm like, this isn't gonna go, so I'm not gonna be able to get a chance to wear it. But man, the formula on this feels so, so, so nice. I'm very tempted next time I make a Sephora order to just pick up a different color that's more of like a lighter color for me. I think that would be really, really nice. And as for the eyeshadows, I had a really good time with this. I wouldn't even say it was a problem, but I felt like the teal just didn't like stick 100% where I wanted it to be. But to be honest, that is the case with like dark, colorful mattes like this. Sometimes you need to go in with the darkest shade first, and I feel like if I did that, this would have looked even better. But I mean, this still looks so good. I'm so happy with this little palette. Thank you to you who sent it to me. Again, you know who you are. I really appreciate you. This color down here makes me so happy. I'm tempted to pick up more shadows from WeMakeup now, but I probably won't, because I have so many eyeshadows right now that the last thing I need is more eyeshadows. That's not a new release, so it's probably gonna have to wait a little bit. But I love that you can get these tiny, tiny little palettes and you can curate your own color story. So I will of course have their site linked down below if you want to go check out any of these. Everything will be linked down below. Some of them will be affiliate links, but it will have a star next to it if you are interested in knowing which ones. So that's gonna be it for today's look. I hope you guys enjoyed a full face of makeup video. I don't do these very often, like I said, but they're fun to do once in a while. So if you want to see some other full face makeup videos that I have on my channel, I think I have a playlist. If not, I'll make one and put it up there. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one.